Hi friends, welcome to the Safe Path Veterinary Services. In our video series regarding the veterinary officer exam, this is our second video. If we are going to talk about the body of an animal, it is composed of organ systems. In a complex body of an animal like bovine, equine, or caprine, this body consists of 11 organ systems: integumentary system, skeletal system, muscular system, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, lymphatic system, nervous system, urinary system, reproductive system, and endocrine system are among the 11 organ systems of a body. First of all, if we talk about the skeletal system, the skeleton is a framework of hard structure that gives support and protection to the body of an animal. That consists of the bones mainly in the complex animal regarding the veterinary sciences. And the skeleton is further divided into exoskeleton and appendicular skeleton. The exoskeleton consists of head, vertebral column, rib, and sternum. And the appendicular skeleton is made up of bones of limbs, including scapula and os caucasi. Mainly composed of the forelimb and hind limb and the pectoral and pelvic girdles. If we are going to talk about there are some splanchnic and heterotropic skeletons present in certain animals. This skeleton consists of the bones that are present within the organs of the body. For example, that include the os cordis, that are the bone present in the heart of ox, two in number, and os pinus present in the penis of dog, os rostrale present in the pig, os opticus present in the foal, and os phrenic present in the camel. There are certain sesamide bones that are the non-weight bearing bone that act as a leverage of the tendons. The example is the patella, that is the largest sesamide bone of a complex body. If we talk about the comparative skeleton of different animal like ox, dog, horse, pig, and fowl, the skeletal system composed of skull, vertebrae, ribs, clavicle, forelimb, hind limb, and the visceral bones that we have talked about the splanchnic or heterotropic skeleton. In the ox, the skull consists of 34 bones, 51 vertebrae, 26 ribs, and 48 forelimb bones. A hind limb consists of 48 bones and two visceral bones, that are os cordis. Total 270 bones are present in the body of an adult ox. In the body of dog, there are 34 bones of the skull, 53 bones of the vertebrae, and 26 ribs, 2 bones of the clavicle, and 80 bones of forelimb, 76 bones of hind limb, 1 visceral bone, the os penis, and total 271 bones. The body of horse consists of 34 skull bones, 57 vertebrae, 36 ribs, and 40 forelimb bones, hind limb 40 bones, and 208 total bones. Similarly, pig consists of 30 bones of skull and 52 vertebrae, 28 to 30 ribs, and 80 forelimb bones, 80 hind limb bones, 1 visceral bone, and 270 to 72 total bones. Foal consists of 40 skull bones, 41 vertebrae, that are the bones of skeleton of the foal, and 14 ribs, 2 clavicular bones, and forelimb 28 bones, hind limb 42 bones, and 2 visceral bones, 162 total bones in the body of foal. If we talk about the vertebral formula, that of the horse is C7, T18, L6, S5, and C15 to 20, and that of cattle is C7, T13, L6, S5, and CX 18 to 20. That of the sheep is 7 cervical bone, thoracic 13 bones, thoracic vertebrae, and 6 to 7 lumbar vertebrae, 4 sacral vertebrae, and 16 to 18 coccygeal vertebrae. The dog has 7 cervical vertebrae, 14 to 15 thoracic vertebrae, 6 to 7 lumbar vertebrae, and 4 sacral vertebrae, and 20 to 23 coccygeal vertebrae. The chicken or foal has 14 cervical vertebrae, 7 thoracic vertebrae, lumbar vertebrae number is 14, and sacral 6, and no coccygeal vertebrae are present in the chicken. Pig has 7 cervical vertebrae, 12 thoracic vertebrae, 5 lumbar vertebrae, 5 sacral vertebrae, and 4 coccygeal vertebrae. If we talk about the dental formula, the total number of teeth present in an animal. The teeth are present in the animal are incisor, canine, premolar, and molar. These are present in two pairs in the upper side and two pairs in lower side. Means total four pairs are present. Here we have written the two pairs mean on the upper side or on the lower side, or one pair of the upper side and one pair of the lower side are present are written here, and these are multiplied by 2, and that refers to the total number of teeth in an animal. In the case of horse, these are three incisor in the deciduous form, means that are present by birth. Milk teeth are three incisors, 0 canine, 3 premolar, and 0 molar on the upper side, and 3 incisor, 0 canine, 3 premolar, and 0 molar on the lower side, on either left or right. And these are multiplied 2, means to total 24 teeth are present in the deciduous form of a horse. The permanent teeth are 3 1 3 3 in the same condition, incisor, canine, premolar, and molar. By 3 1 3 3, total number of total number of teeth in an adult male is 40, and total number of teeth in an adult female are 36. In the case of cattle, the deciduous teeth are 20, and in the case of adult, the permanent teeth are 32. In the case of cat, the deciduous teeth are 26, and in the case of adult, the permanent teeth are 30. In the case of dog, the deciduous teeth are 28, and permanent teeth are 42. In the case of pig, the deciduous teeth are 28 and the permanent teeth are 44. In the case of camel, the deciduous teeth are 22 and the permanent teeth are 34. The bones present in the skull, there are two kinds of bone: the cranial bone and the facial bone. The cranial bone include occipital bone, interparietal bone, parietal bone, frontal bone, temporal bone, ethmoid bone, and sphenoid bone. In the case of facial bone, these are lacrimal, malar, maxillary, premaxillary, palatine, nasal, pterygoid, turbinate, vomer, mandible, and hyoid bone. In the skull region, there are present the ossicles of the ear are also present here, among which one is the smallest bone of the body. Some terminologies of the osteology include the spine, that is the elongated elevation on the surface of bone; process, general term for the prominence on the surface of bone; facet is used as a small, flat, or undulating articular surface; fossa is referred as a depression on bony surface. Here you can see the facet on the surface of vertebrae, and here are the processes: superior articular process, spinous process, and transverse process. Here is the spine of the scapula, and here are the fossa present, supratrochlear fossa, and the trochlea present, and condyle. Other terminologies are trochlea, pulley-like articular surface. We have seen in the previous picture the trochlea, and the condyle, conchal shaped paired articular surfaces present in this picture. You can see the condyles and the epicondyle, small non-articular projection along the side of the condyle, and the sulci, elongated depression on bony surface. Here you can see the fossa, trochlea, and condyle, and the tubercle, greater tubercle, and sulcus present between the intertubercles. Here you can see the medial epicondyle and lateral epicondyle. Other terminologies include fovea, very small pitted articular surface, small pitted articular surface; fovea, curved horn-like processes; tuberosity, that is the large round projection on a bone; trochanter, that is a very large projection on a bone; and line, faint elongated elevation. Here you can see the greater carnua and lesser carnua of the hyoid bone and the greater tubercle, and you can see here the fovea capitis on the head of the femur, and here you can see the lesser trochanter, that is the trochanter projection on the surface of bone. Other terminology: tubercle, that's a small projection; crust, sharp and rough elevation; and foramen, perforation in a bone for the passage of vessel; cleft, that is a fissure in a bone; and lamina, thin plate-like structure. Here you can see the greater tubercle and the crust of ilium and the foramen in the foramen in a bone. Other are the caput or head, convex articular surface; sinuses, air spaces excavated in the bones of skull; and the glenoid cavity, articular surface giving lodgement to a head. Here you can see the glenoid cavity in the scapula for the for the lodgement of the head of the humerus, and here you can see the head or caput of the femur, head or caput of the humerus, and here are the sinuses in the bones of the skull. Thank you very much.